As the evening mist descended upon the ancient town of Duskwood, Emily Collins stood at the outskirts, mesmerized by the looming silhouette of forgotten civilizations. The air was heavy with secrets, carrying the whispers of long-lost stories. Her heart thrummed with excitement, her fingertips tingling in anticipation. With each step into Duskwood's heart, Emily felt a subtle shift in the atmosphere. Shadows danced along the cobblestone streets, veiling the ancient buildings in an ethereal shroud. She found herself drawn to the enigmatic aura, compelled to uncover the mysteries concealed within the town's aged walls. The flickering street lamps cast an eerie glow, casting elongated shadows that seemed to reach out and beckon her forward. Emily's breath quickened as she approached a decrepit building, its crumbling facade a testament to the passage of time. She traced her fingers along the rough surface, as if connecting with the spirits of those who had once walked these hallowed grounds. The night enveloped Duskwood, wrapping Emily in its dark embrace. The wind whispered ancient lullabies, as if warning her of the secrets she was about to unearth. Yet, she was undeterred. The allure of the forgotten was too potent, too irresistible to resist. Her footsteps echoed through the deserted streets, carrying her deeper into the heart of the town. The flickering lamplight played tricks on her eyes, casting eerie shadows that seemed to follow her every move. Goosebumps prickled her skin, but she pressed on, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and the thrill of discovery. At last, she reached her destination, a lakeside home she had booked through AirBNB. The ivy-covered walls embraced the building, giving it an aura of ageless beauty. The door creaked open, revealing a warm glow that spilled into the night. The old woman stood in the doorway, her eyes sparkling with a kindness that instantly put Emily at ease. "Welcome, dear," the old woman greeted, her voice filled with a sense of familiarity that echoed through the corridors of time. "I've been expecting you." Emily stepped inside, feeling the weight of history settle upon her shoulders. The home was a treasure trove of artifacts, each telling a story of a forgotten era. Paintings adorned the walls, capturing moments lost in time, while ancient relics stood proudly on display, whispering tales of ancient civilizations. As the old woman gave Emily a tour, her voice dripped with reverence for the town's past. She regaled her with stories of long-lost kings and queens, of triumphs and tragedies that had shaped Duskwood's destiny. The air crackled with electricity, an intangible energy that bridged the gap between the past and the present. Emily settled into her room, the air thick with anticipation. The walls bore the marks of countless generations, their secrets waiting to be unraveled. The moon's silver rays filtered through the window, casting an otherworldly glow upon the artifacts that adorned the room. As she lay in bed, surrounded by the whispers of history, Emily's mind raced with possibilities. The ancient town had woven its spell around her, and she knew that her journey had only just begun. With a heart full of curiosity and a mind ablaze with wonder, she drifted off to sleep, ready to embrace the enigma of Duskwood. The morning sun cast a golden hue over Duskwood, awakening the town from its slumber. Emily emerged from her room, her senses still tingling with the remnants of the previous night's mysteries. The air carried a sense of anticipation, as if the ancient buildings themselves were waiting to reveal their secrets. Descending the creaking staircase, Emily entered the main living area, where the old woman awaited her with a warm smile. Sunlight streamed through the windows, illuminating the room and infusing it with a comforting glow. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the scent of aged books, creating a tantalizing mix that danced through the air. The old woman beckoned Emily to the kitchen table, where a spread of homemade pastries and fruits awaited. The delicate porcelain teacups clinked as they were filled, the liquid swirling with a rich, inviting aroma. As they shared breakfast, the old woman regaled Emily with more tales of Duskwood's past, each word a brushstroke that painted a vivid picture of a forgotten era. The home itself seemed to breathe with history, its walls adorned with faded photographs capturing moments frozen in time. Emily's gaze wandered to a particularly intriguing portrait, its subject shrouded in mystery. The old woman noticed her fascination and leaned in, her voice dropping to a hushed tone as she whispered the tale of the enigmatic figure. Time seemed to stand still as Emily absorbed the old woman's words, the stories intertwining with the beating of her own heart. The past was alive within those walls, whispering secrets only the chosen few could decipher, and Emily was determined to unlock the door to Duskwood's hidden chambers. After breakfast, the old woman graciously offered Emily a personal tour of the town. They strolled through narrow streets, their footsteps echoing against weathered stones. The old woman's love for Duskwood was palpable, her eyes sparkling with an infectious passion that mirrored Emily's own. They stopped at a weathered monument, its crumbling structure a testament to the town's resilience. The old woman's voice trembled with emotion as she recounted the tales of triumph and tragedy that had unfolded within its shadow. Emily absorbed every word, feeling the deep connection to the spirits of the past, guiding her further into the heart of Duskwood's enigma. As the tour concluded, Emily returned to the lakeside home, her mind buzzing with anticipation. The old woman bid her farewell with a knowing smile, her eyes conveying a silent understanding of the hunger for knowledge burning within Emily's soul. Alone once more, Emily stood at the threshold of the ancient building, her heart brimming with curiosity. The artifacts and photographs that adorned the walls seemed to whisper secrets only she could decipher. With a determined glimmer in her eyes, she knew that her exploration of Duskwood's forgotten mysteries was only just beginning. Night draped its inky veil over Duskwood, casting long shadows that danced and twisted with malicious intent. Emily lay in her bed, her mind heavy with the weight of the day's revelations. The air inside the room was still, an eerie silence that seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the darkness to reveal its secrets. A flicker of moonlight filtered through the partially drawn curtains, casting ghostly shapes upon the walls. The room took on an otherworldly aura, as if it had transformed into a portal to a realm unknown. Emily's eyelids grew heavy, the pull of sleep drawing her closer to the realm of dreams. But as the clock struck midnight, a jolt of awareness surged through Emily's veins. Her eyes snapped open, and she found herself surrounded by a suffocating darkness that seemed to smother the room. A cold shiver coursed down her spine as she noticed a faint, unnerving sound, a low, sinister laughter that echoed through the stillness. Emily's heart raced, her senses heightened in primal instinct. She strained her eyes against the darkness, searching for the source of the haunting laughter. And there, standing at the foot of her bed, was the old woman, the owner of home, laughing loudly. And then suddenly, the old woman reveals her true identity and converts in an old horror man, his presence emanating an aura of malevolence that shattered the illusion of warmth and kindness. The room seemed to shrink around Emily as the old man's laughter grew louder, its reverberations penetrating her very core. His features twisted and contorted, flesh rotting away to reveal the grotesque visage of a zombie. Putrid breath wafted towards her, carrying the stench of decay and hunger. Fear constricted Emily's throat, rendering her voiceless. Her mind struggled to comprehend the betrayal she had just witnessed. The tender facade shattered, revealing the true nature of the creature that stood before her. Panic fueled her desperate attempt to escape the clutches of the undead. With trembling limbs, Emily pushed herself backward, her back pressing against the headboard. The old man's gnarled fingers extended towards her, each movement accentuating the grotesque transformation. His laughter grew shrill and mocking, intertwining with Emily's racing heartbeat, every fiber of Emily's being screamed for survival as she mustered the strength to flee. She lunged towards the bedroom door, her hand grasping the cold metal handle. But her hopes were shattered when the door refused to yield, locked tight with an iron grip that denied her escape. Terror surged through Emily's veins, coursing through her like a venomous current. With each passing second, the old man drew closer, his steps slow and deliberate, relishing in the terror that enveloped her. Desperation propelled Emily towards the stairs, her feet barely touching the ground, as she raced against impending doom. In the dimly lit hallway, she heard the old man's unholy laughter echoing behind her. Tears streamed down her face, a mixture of fear and determination blurring her vision. The upstairs beckoned like a cruel trap, a dead end where the monster waited. Emily's feet pounded against the worn wooden steps, each one a desperate plea for salvation. Panic surged through her veins, lending wings to her fear-stricken body. The upstairs hallway stretched out before her, a labyrinthine path leading to an uncertain fate. Her breath came in ragged gasps as she reached the top of the staircase, her heart threatening to burst from her chest. But to her horror, the old man stood there, a sinister grin etched upon his decaying face. His eyes gleamed with malevolent intent, darkness swirling within them. "There's no escape, my dear," he hissed, his voice a chilling mockery of humanity. "You're mine now, a feast for the ages." Emily's legs threatened to give way beneath her, but sheer survival instinct kept her upright. She cast a desperate glance down the hallway, searching for any means of escape. And that's when her eyes fell upon a small window, partially obscured by tattered curtains, offering a glimmer of hope. Summoning every ounce of courage, Emily dashed towards the window, her hands fumbling with the latch. With a final surge of strength, she pushed it open, the night air rushing in to greet her. The distant sound of water lapping against the shore reached her ears, a reminder of the nearby lake. Without hesitation, Emily clambered onto the windowsill, balancing precariously between freedom and the clutches of the undead. The old man's snarls reverberated through the hallway, growing louder with each passing second. Time seemed to stretch, her life hanging by a fragile thread. With a leap of faith, Emily propelled herself into the unknown, hurtling through the night air. Fear and adrenaline coursed through her veins as she descended towards the cold embrace of the lake. The world blurred around her, a whirlwind of terror and possibility. The water welcomed her with a chilling embrace, enveloping her in its icy depths. She fought against the weight of her soaked clothes, her body instinctively propelling itself towards the surface. Gasping for air, Emily emerged, her senses flooded with the sounds of her own survival. She turned her gaze towards the old lakeside home, her heart still pounding within her chest. The old man peered out of the upstairs window, his face contorted with rage and frustration. But Emily knew that she had escaped his clutches, at least for now. As she swam towards the distant shore, a newfound determination settled within her. The horror she had experienced would forever be etched into her soul, but she would not allow it to consume her.